Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a special primetime edition of the 1987 American League replay. Trying to fit in some extra games that I would normally play offline, as I can only play one per day. It's five games in a week, but there's 7 games each calendar day. So I'm trying to fit the other 2 games in. So since I'm not doing the Rockies replay anymore, that's finished. We're going to go ahead and sneak in a 87 game here and there. And that's what we have tonight. Game 592 coming to us from the Oakland Coliseum. Milwaukee Brewers, Oakland Athletics, 2 first-place teams going at it. And Oakland won the first game 6-3. Milwaukee's going to try to even this 4-game series at a game apiece. And to do it, they will send right-hander Mark Knudson to the mound against Dave Stewart of the Oakland A's. Oakland Coliseum. Singles are 1-3, home runs 1-5. So obviously pitcher's park. Oakland won the real game 7-3. Not that that matters, just more of an FYI purpose. Dave Stewart on the replay has won 11 games. He's 11-4. We'll look at Knudson in the bottom half of the first. Look at Dave Stewart, 20-game winner real world, 20-13 for Dave Stewart with a 3.68 ERA. Pitching much better in the replay. He is 11-4 with a 2.69 ERA, 144 innings pitched, 118 hits, 70 walks, and 115 strikeouts. And of course, he will be on the American League All-Star team when that All-Star game comes up in a little bit. And coming up for the Brew Crew, Brewers are 55-27 on the replay. Oakland's 49-35 on their replay. So Rick Manning will do the leading off. Rick Manning on the replay is hitting 262, no homers, 8 driven in. He hit 228 real world. And we're underway from Oakland. It's a 1-8, and that's a ground ball to first. And Mr. Mark McGuire will just pick it up, take it to the bag himself, easy out, 1 down. And that's how this game starts. Hitting second for the Brewers, center fielder Mike Felder. He's playing center once again today as Yount is doing another DH duty. Felder hitting 282 on the replay, no homers, 12 driven in. He hit 266 real world. And the result is a 2-5, and that's going to be a pop-up to second. Tony Phillips is there, 2 up and 2 down. Good start for Stewart so far. And now designated hitter Robin Yount steps to the plate. Yount hitting 324, 16 homers, 65 driven in. That's on the replay. Real world, he hit 312. It's a 311, and that's a ballpark blast, but it's not a very good chance. 1-5. But it is a 5, right on the number. So Robin Yount manages to hit a wall scraper and get it right over the wall for a home run, and the Brew Crew lead it 1-0 for Robin Yount. Home run number 17 on the replay. RBI number 66. He had 21 home runs real world with 103 RBIs real world. But in just over half his at bats, he's already gotten 17 out of the 21 home runs. So he's obviously a little bit ahead of pace. Hello, Ben. Here is Greg Brock. Brock hitting 333 on the replay, 8 homers, 42 driven in. He hit 299 real world. 6-9 is going to be a base on balls. So first walk issued by Stewart. And that'll bring up Rob Deere, left fielder. Deere on the replay hitting 238, 9 homers, 37 driven in. And oh yeah, he hit 238 real world. So he's right on his number as far as where he should be. A little bit behind on home runs, actually. Most guys are ahead of their pace. He's actually behind the pace. He's only got 9 home runs. He hit 28 of them real world. So a little bit behind the pace, but that doesn't mean it won't catch up in the second half. 311, and that is here we just talked about it. 311 is a 1-9 is a home run. 10-20, the inning's over. But 1-9, we got a 2-run homer. That's a 19. So just a deep fly to left, hauled in by Polonia. And that'll do it for the Brew Crew. They do get a run, a home run from Robin Yount. And at the end of half an inning of play, it's Milwaukee 1 and Oakland coming to bat. And for the Brew Crew, Starting pitcher, Mark Knudson. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. Mark Knudson. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. 4-4 with a 5.37 ERA during the actual season. On the replay, he's 1-0. Didn't write that in there. He's 1-0. He's only had one start, and he won that one, obviously. But his ERA is 5.40. He's got a lot of run support. 7 innings pitched, 10 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. So not a whole lot of sample size to go on. Luis Polonia, the left fielder, will lead things off. He's letting Canseco DH this game. So Polonia hitting 261 on the replay, 3 homers, 15 driven in. He hit 287 in the actual season. So 4-7, and that's a base hit off Knudson, or Knudson, or however you want to pronounce it. Knudson is a -2 hold, and the catcher Surhoff is a 0, so he's a net -2. But Polonia is still going to try to obtain a lead. He needs a 4, 5, or 6 to get the good lead, and he gets the 6, so he's going to go. 19 being held as a 17, -2 is a 15, 1-15, and he's in there. It's a possible throwing error on Surhoff. His T rating is 11, and Surhoff will throw it away. So it's a stolen base for Polonia, plus the E2 from Surhoff, and that's going to put Mr. Polonia to third base. So a stolen base plus the error, and Polonia's at third with nobody out from Mike Davis. Infield for the Brewers is in as it's early. Davis is hitting 282 on the replay, 16 homers, 51 driven in. He at 265 real world. 6-8, and that's going to be a fly ball B. That'll be a sacrifice fly, and we've got a tie game. We'll see. Depending on what happens the rest of the inning is going to determine whether this run is earned or unearned. But it's on the scoreboard, and that's all that counts. Tied at 1, base is clear now for DH Jose Canseco. And Mr. Canseco on the replay is hitting 254, 19 homers, 55 driven in. He hit 257 real world. That is a 110 for Canseco, and that's a fly ball to left field, 2 down. And that'll bring up Mark McGuire, first baseman. McGuire hitting 285 on the replay, 30 home runs, 64 driven in. You get 289 real world. Oh, that didn't go through. That's a 4-12, and that's going to be a ground ball right back to Knudson to end the inning. So that will be an unearned run now. Scored by Oakland, but it counts all the same. So at the end of 1, we're tied at 1. Here on this primetime edition from the Oakland Coliseum. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back at our regularly scheduled 9-ish, 9:15 time. It'll be Yankee Stadium. It'll be the White Sox against the Yankees. And it will be Scott Nielsen for the White Sox and Dennis Rasmussen, a lefty, for the Yankees. That'll be tomorrow around 9:15. All right, here is Ernest Riles. Riles on the replay hitting 206, so he's definitely short from what he did in real world at 261, but he's only had 34 at bats, so I got to give him time. Sample size is too small to judge right now. 5-10, and that's going to be a ballpark single check. Again, not very good, 1-3. Oakland Coliseum, not a hitter's park at all. And that will instead be a fly to center field. Wayne Murphy will haul it in, 1 away. For the catcher, B.J. Surhoff. Surhoff hitting 309, 7 homers, 29 driven in. He hit 299 real world. 6-10, and that's going to be All right. Hopefully we got the sound now. I think we do. I think we have sound now. Yep. Looks like we have sound now. All right. So I just had to, this lavalier mic, I thought it was charged, but obviously it is not fully charged. So that's why I lost the audio. I turn this on. See, it's blinking that red and green, so it's not fully charged yet. So I'm going to get that charging right now, so it'll be ready to. Okay, I think we're back. We're going to try it for the third time. So we're going to see if we can make this thing work. Frustrating sometimes what YouTube will do to you. So I had to shut down Strat-O-Matic PC as well. So I'm going to just forego using the PC. I'm just going to score it all on the score sheet and just input it later in the game. So I'm not going to worry about trying to go back and forth there. All right. So in case you came in later, the thing lost sound before I had a chance to do anything. Basically what happened is Robin Yount hit a home run, his 17th in the top of the first. Louis Polonia singled and stole second to lead off the bottom of the first. In his stolen base, Surhoff threw the ball away, sent him to third, and then Mike Davis brought him in with a sacrifice fly. We're tied at 1 apiece. Top of the second, Riles flew to center. Surhoff grounded out to Tettleton, the catcher, and that's where we stand right now with Juan Castillo's at bat with 2 outs and nobody on. And what I was saying is Jim Gantner is not on the roster. I don't know if he's a DL move or just away for a couple days or whatever, but that's why Castillo's playing second base and not Jim Gantner. So apologies to everybody. Hello, Jason. Hello, Chuck, Thomas, Dr. D, Ben, PFLGR. Hello, Redhead. Good to see you. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing going before this morning stream was fine. I had no issues. I don't know what's going on right now. All right, Stewart to Castillo, 3-6. That's a walk. That's a walk, and let's see. He's going to try to steal. There's a +2 hold for. +3 hold for Stewart. So Castillo's going to try to get the jump. He needs a 3 through 6 to get the good lead. Doesn't get it. He will hold. Here's Dale Swain. Dale Swain around the outside looking in at that all-star team. 1-7, struck him out, and that's going to end the inning. First strikeout for Stewart. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-1 ball game. And, of course, tomorrow morning we're right back at it at our normal scheduled time of 9:15 Eastern on the AM side. We'll be at Yankee Stadium for the White Sox and the Yankees. This is just a rare, since I'm not doing the Rockies replay anymore, I finished that all up. And since RJL is not streaming, I figured I'd go ahead and stream. Hopefully he's feeling all right. Not sure what's going on, but hopefully he is doing well. Here's Dwayne Murphy. That's a 5-9 for Murphy, and that's a strikeout for Knudson. 1 away. That'll bring up Carney Lansford, third baseman. 4-9, and that's a straight-out single for Carney Lansford. And he will try to get a good lead. Hello, Ernest. So to get the good lead, needs a 2 through 5. And does not get the good lead. Here's Tony Phillips. 2-6 for Phillips, and that is a fly to center field, 2 down. And that will bring up Mickey Tettleton. Let me see if I think by having a restart, I think it bumped me back. So let me see if I can push this up a little bit for you guys so you can see the cards a little bit better. All right, so now that brings up Mickey Tettleton, the catcher. 2-8 for Tettleton, struck him out. That's going to do it for the A's. We go to the top of the third, still 1-1. And Rick Manning, top of the order, due up for the Brew Crew. 2-10 for Manning. That's a fly to right field. And Mike Davis will haul it in. 1 away. 1 right fielder retires the other. Here is Mike Felder, center fielder. 6-10, switch hitter. Catcher X For Tettleton, he's a 3E7. 3 and 15. 3 and 15 will be a foul out, assuming there's no error. He is an E7, so he's got to avoid 3, 15, 16, and 18, which he does. So it's a foul out to Tettleton for out number 2. And here's Robin Yount. He homered his first time up for the only run of the game for the Brewers. 110, and he's got a chance to homer again on a ballpark blast. However, Oakland Coliseum not conducive to home runs, only a 1-3. I'm sorry, 1-5, and that's an 11. So that will be a fly to left, and that will end the inning. Nothing doing for the Brew Crew. We go to the bottom of the third, still 1-1, battle of first place teams, each with a 4.5 game lead in their division. Here is Alfredo Griffin. That's a 3-7 for Alfredo, and he's got a split chance. 1-2 is a single. 3-20, he lines out to second base. And that will be a line out to Castillo, 1 away. For Luis Polonia. Oh, that one fell right out. That's a 2-10 for Polonia, and he's got a split. 1-7 is a base hit. 8-20, he lines out. And that's a line out to Castillo as well. 2 up, 2 down for Mike Davis. Sacrifice fly his first time up. 6-5, and that is a ground ball to second, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing for the Oakland A's. We go to the 4th inning, tied at 1. Greg Brock steps to the plate. 4-12, and that's a fly to center field. Dwayne Murphy hauls it in, 1 away for Rob Deere. Game does go a little bit quicker when I'm not inputting into the computer at the same time, so I guess that's a partial good part to that. Bad part is after the game's over, I got to go in and basically replay the game again in the computer and type all it in, but that doesn't take that long. Here's Deere. I'll probably do it before I go to bed. 4-6, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Dave Stewart. That brings up Ernest Riles. And that's a 5-5, and that's a base on balls for Stewart. That is his his third walk of the ball game. And that brings up B.J. Surhoff. That's a 1. Wild pitch rate on Stewart is an 8. But no wild pitch, as that's blocked by Tettleton. So Surhoff will swing away. 2-6, and he lines it right to Tony Phillips to end the inning. Another goose egg on the board. Looks like both pitchers have settled into a pitching duel, which is a nice change from the last couple of games, which have been really high scoring. And here's Mr. Canseco, designated hitter in this game. 2-7, and 1-7 is a single. Anything else, he will line it to the shortstop Swain. And that's a liner to Swain, 1 away. For Mark McGuire. 6-7, and that's a ground ball second base ex Castillo, 3E21. 3-9 should not be a problem with nobody on base. 3-9 is a G3, and he's an E21, so he has to avoid 4, 13, and 17. And he does with a 15, so no problems. 2 down for Dwayne Murphy. Hello, Ernest, if I forgot to. I can't remember if I said hello to you or not. So I'll do it again just anyway for general purpose. 3-11 is a double 1-6, single 7-20. And that's going to be a single for Dwayne Murphy. 2-out single, he may be looking to run. Or will he? Yeah, we're going to try to get a lead. Why not? So he needs a 4, 5, or 6 to get the good lead. A 9, he's out. That's an 11, so he can't get a lead anyway. And here's Carney Lansford. 3-6, and that's a 1-6 home run for Lansford. 3-6. That is a 1-6 home run. 7-20 is a double. And that's a double. It's assumed to go to center field when it's not listed. Murphy was being held, makes him a 12, but 2 outs makes him a 14. Plus 1 from Felder is a 15. So he's going to go 1-15 And Lansford will take third on the throw, no matter what happens. 1-15, he's in there. And he is. So it's an RBI double for Carney Lansford. Puts Oakland in front 2-1. All this with 2 outs and nobody on. Now Lansford at third with 2 outs for Tony Phillips. 6-9, switch hitter. That's a fly to center, and that will end the inning. But Oakland gets the run. Carney Lansford coming through with a RBI double. Go to the fifth. It's 2-1 Oakland. And it'll be Castillo to lead things off. Of course, with a morning game, in case you were curious, there is no ceremonial first sip because I'm not drinking coffee this late at night. That'll be tomorrow morning. 3-9, and that is a walk. But the Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play is always in play. Castillo walks, so he's going to try to get the lead. He needs a 3 through 6. And he gets the 6. He's going to go. 17 being held as a 15, plus 3 is an 18. So 1-18, he will steal it. And he does. Stolen base for Castillo. He gets in scoring position with nobody out. And now for Dale Swain. 3-6. No, it's kind of hard to see. That is a 3-6 there. 3-6 for Swain. 1-2 is a double. 3-20 is a single. That's a single, but it's 2 stars, and that will tie the game. So just that quickly, RBI single ties the game at 2. Brand new ball game, and here's Rick Manning. 3-5 for Manning, flies to center, 1 away. For Mike Felder. Swain not being held, not really a threat to run. 3-11 for Felder. That's a ballpark single check. It's only a 1-3. And that will end up being a liner to second base. 2 down for Robin Yount. 2-8 for Yount, and that's a fly to center, and that will end the inning. But the Brewers have tied the game. Walk, stolen base, and a single tie the game. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-2. Nip and tuck here at the Coliseum. Seems like the technical difficulties, knock on wood, are over with. We can hope so. Here is Tettleton. That's a 5-6, and that's a base hit for Mickey Tettleton. Leadoff single for Tettleton. He's no threat to run, will not be held. Here is Alfredo Griffin. 2-6 for Griffin. Grounds it to third. That's a fielder's choice on the B. And Griffin, the new runner at first. Now he'll look to get a lead. That's a 2, so it's a balk or pass ball. And that is going to be a pass ball rating on Surhoff, which is a 5. And there's no pass ball. Now Griffin cannot get the lead, so he will have to hold. And here's Luis Polonia. 2-4 for Polonia. That's a ground ball second base A. And as soon as I talk about the Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game, it just happened. 4-6-3. Tailor-made double play turned by the Brewers. We look at it up close on the 2-4 against right-handers. You can see the ground ball second base A clear as day. And that's what it is. Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play ends the inning. Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in that area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to stop by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They're the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop tailor-made double play of the game. All right, top of the 6th, tied at 2. And Greg Brock. 6-8 for Brock, and that's another walk issued by Stewart. He got in trouble last inning. Leadoff walk cost him. That is walk number 5 for Dave Stewart. So Stewart, a little trouble finding the strike zone, and here's Rob Deere. Don't tell me we're doing this again. Come on, YouTube, what are you doing to me? Okay, looks like it. I think it's back now. I saw circles in the sand there for about 2 seconds. I was about ready to throw YouTube well, I don't know what I'd throw them, but almost getting ready to throw the computer out the window, but I don't want to ruin my computer. So, all right, so let's get back to where we were. I totally lost track of what was going on. So we're going to Rob Deer. That is a 2-7 for Deer, and that's a 1-16 single. 17-20, he lines out. And that's a base hit. So I don't know if I rolled twice for Deer or not. When that happens, it just kind of throws me off balance there for a second. So hopefully it was played correctly. If not, no big deal. It's not life and death. It's a game. All right, here's Ernest Riles. 1-5, and that is a ground ball third base B. That is a fielder's choice, 5-4. And they couldn't quite turn the double play as Riles hustled down the line. So runners at the corners with 1 out for B.J. Surhoff. And the infield is playing for a double play here if they can do it. That's a 1-6, but that's not going to happen. 1-19 is a single, line out on a 20. And that's a base hit. 1 star, but that's enough to score the runner from third, and the Brew Crew lead it 3-2. Going to second base is Riles. So 3-2 Brewers. And now Castillo up in a clutch situation. In the clutch for Castillo, he loses a hit on 3-10. Other than that, he is neutral. 2-4, and he struck him out. In the inning for Stewart, that is only strikeout number 3. But the Brewers pecking away, and they've come back to take a 3-2 lead. This will be the fatigue inning for Mark Knudson. See the little 6 there, so they'll keep an eye on him. Leading off will be Mike Davis. That is a 5-8, and that's a strikeout for Knudson. The dot's there, but he's not tired. 1 away. Now, one thing I'm going to have to do, or, it's better if I do it. I'll just put it that I won't have to do it, but it makes the game a little better, I think, is since I don't have the computer up right now, the Strat computer up right now, I don't know which pitchers are in the bullpens are tired or need rest or whatever. So I'm turning back now to the previous game. Let's see if I can find it here. Find the previous game that was played between these teams. Assuming I can find it. Yeah, here it is. This was the score sheet from the first game of the series. Leaper and Catteray went 1 inning each. Krim 2/3 and Plesac 1. So everybody in the bullpen is good to go. There's no fatigue issues. You don't need to rest anybody. They didn't pitch like 3 innings or anything, so we're all good to go there. But I'd like to make sure that I don't want to abuse somebody in the bullpen. Here's Canseco, 2-8, and he struck him out. That is strikeout number 4 for Knudson. And in his fatigue inning, he's coming out strong, 2 strikeouts in a row. Here's Mark McGuire. 6-5, and that's a fly to center. So 1-2-3 inning. Knudson will carry full endurance into the 7th inning. And we head into that 7th inning, and it is Dave Stewart's fatigue inning, as he has a number 7 right there. So I can get a little closer here if I can. All right, so Dave Stewart, and he'll be facing the number 9 hitter, Dale Swain, to start things off. Trying to get this close to the cards as I can for you guys without losing the peripherals on the side. Hopefully it's coming through okay. 5-6 is a strikeout for Stewart. Again, the dot's there, but he has not reached fatigue yet. So the strikeout is good. Here's Rick Manning. He's 0 for 3. 6-7, and that's a 1-4 single. 5-20 is a line out to Phillips. And he lines it out to Phillips. A little snow cone job. 2 down for Mike Felder. 1-4, and that's a straight out triple. You don't see this happen a lot on these cards, but Mike Felder, a straight up triple on the 1-4. He had 7 triples in just 289 at bats. So I guess that's why they give him the straight up triple. But I'm just not used to seeing that. You usually got to roll a D20 for that. But he gets a straight up triple. So with 2 outs, Brewers threaten again, robbing you out in the clutch. And he is actually completely neutral in the clutch. 3-8, and he's going to ground it to short to end the inning. So nothing doing there. Stewart will come back for the 8th inning as he still has some endurance remaining. We made it to the 7th inning stretch through all kinds of trials and tribulations mechanically, but we've made it. And now we're at the bottom of the 7th for Dwayne Murphy. Murphy, Lansford, and Phillips due up for the A's. 5-7. That's a ground ball second base X. That is Castillo. He's a 3 E21. 3-17 is good. E21. E21, he has to avoid 4-13 and 17, which he does very easily. And Murphy is retired. Here's Carney Lansford. 5-5, and that's going to be a double 1-3, single 4-20. And that's a base hit for Carney Lansford. And he's going to be looking to run. Trying to get that good lead. Needs a 2 through 5 to get a good lead. Doesn't get it. He will hold. And here is Tony Phillips, second baseman. He's flown to center twice. That's a 5-8 switch hitter, and he struck him out. Knudson with the strikeout number 5. There's a dot, but he's not fatigued yet. And here is Mickey Tettleton. That's a 4-5 switch hitter batting left, fly to center. And that's going to end the inning. So it's still 3-2 ball game as we go to the 8th inning. Both starters hanging in there. Oakland won this game real world 7-3, but they're not quite scoring those 7 runs yet. Milwaukee's got their 3 runs, but Oakland doesn't have their 7. So we'll see here. Greg Brock is your batter to lead off the inning. And looks like we got right-handed action in the Oakland bullpen. Or do they want left-handed action? Let's see here. Brock, Deere, got some lefties coming up. But I think they're going to default to Dennis Eckersley out of the bullpen. He hasn't pitched in a few days, so Eckersley is loosening the bullpen, but right now Stewart's going to keep going. Greg Brock, 6'10", and that's a catcher X once again for Tettleton. 3-7, 3-2. 3-2 is going to be a ground out. It would be a wild pitch, but nobody's on base, so it's a G there for a ground out. Unless he makes an error, E7, 3, 15, 16, and 18. Got to avoid those. And he does. So 2-3 ground out. And Brock is retired. 1 away for Rob Deere. 5-8. 5-8 for Stewart. Struck him out. Strikeout number 5. So he's walked 5 and struck out 5. And here's Ernest Riles. That's a 3-8, and that's a base hit for Riles. This is going to probably be Stewart's last inning regardless because Eckersley does need the work. So they'll bring him in to pitch the 9th. Here's Surhoff. That's a 2. And it's a balk chance, and I don't know the balk. I got to bring up the Strat computer now because – no, I wrote it down. Never mind. He's a 0. Wild pitch 8, balk a 0. I forgot we're not into the relief pitchers. That's where I'm going to have to go to the computers to get their balk rating is relief pitchers. So we don't have to worry about that. Here's Surhoff. 1-3, and that's a split. 1-2 is a single. 3-20, he lines to grip to Phillips. And that's a line out to Phillips to end the inning. And that'll do it for Dave Stewart. Eckersley will come in and pitch the 9th. But Stewart's going to go 8 innings. And here's the scary part. I got to do everything manually. All right, so to give up 3 runs, they're all earned. He walks 5 and he strikes out 5. And he gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And Knudson back out. This will be his last inning for sure. Might see Mark Clear or Dan Plesac in the ninth if they still hold the lead. Alfredo Griffin, a 263 hitter, so we're not going to pinch hit for him. 1-5, and he pops it up to first. Brock is out of there. One away. For Luis Polonia. It's a 3-6. Struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Knudson. And that brings up Mike Davis. He's 0 for 2. Sacrifice fly in the first. 6-3, and that's a ground ball pitcher X. And now Knudson, I know he's an E24. I don't know what his range is. I've got to go to the Strat computer, open that up real quick, and get his range. I don't know if he's a 3 or a 4 or a 2. I have no idea. So I've got to go to the Milwaukee team rating page and find out about Knudson's range. I know he's an E24. His range is a 3, according to the computer. So he's a 3 E24. 3 and an 8. Probably going to be okay. 3 and an 8 is a G3. That's good enough to do what he has to do. E24, he's got to avoid it. 10, 11, 12, 15, 17, and 18. 10, 11, 12, 15, 17, and 18. And that's a 15. And he could not avoid it. E24, 15 is a one-base error. One-base error on Knudson. And that keeps the inning going. So Knudson, E1. And now Mike Davis going to look to see if he can get a lead. He's a 2 through 5. Doesn't get it. Now it's Canseco. Canseco hasn't done anything all day. It would behoove the A's to have him do something right here. Jose Canseco. That's a 6-11. That's a ground ball pitcher X. We're right back to Knudson again. 3 E24. 3 to 20. We know he's going to get to it. E24 is the issue. Had a 15 last time, which put him right here in the error range. So he's got to avoid 10, 11, 12, 15, 17, and 18. And that is an 8, which is going to be just fine. So he will make the play this time to end the inning, and that will cap it for Mark Knudson. He's going to go 8 innings. Give up just 2 runs. Only one of them earned. This run was unearned. So only 1 earned run. So heck of an outing there for Mark Knudson. And it looks like they're going to be bringing in possibly Mark Clear to close the deal. We shall see. Let's get the full numbers on Knudson. He's going to strike out 6. He's going to, it looks like, I don't think he walked anybody. He did not walk anyone. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. That's what I give him for. All right, so Eckersley coming on for the Oakland A's to pitch the 9th inning. Dennis Eckersley. He is a -2 hold, which makes him a -1. And due up, it'll be Castillo, Swain, and Manning for the Brew Crew. Not Surhoff, who made the last out. Castillo, Swain, and Manning. That's a 3-3 for Castillo. And a 3-3 is a ground ball to third. So it's handled by Lansford. Let's back this up just a hair. Whoa, what? I don't want to go that back. Ugh, I don't want to go back that far. Whoa, way back too far than what I wanted. All right, we'll do it. We'll leave it there. I think that's going to be fine. All right, so the 3-3 is a ground ball to third. 1 away for Dale Swain. That's a 2-7 for Swain. Struck him out. 2 up, 2 down, and here is Rick Manning. Looks like Dan Plesac is loosening in the Oakland bullpen. And he would be coming on, or the Milwaukee bullpen, so he will be coming on and try to earn the save. 3-11, and that is a ballpark single check. 1-3, not very good. And that's going to be a liner to second to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Brewers in the 9th. Now we go to the bottom of the 9th. And do it for Oakland, McGuire, Murphy, and Lansford. And Mr. Dan Plesac coming on to try to close the deal. here in the ninth. He is a -2 hold. And let's see if Oakland would decide to do any pinch hitting or not. For Murphy, they'll probably pinch hit for Murphy with a righty. So looking at the Oakland bench, they don't have a whole lot there. Steinbach's probably their best option. The only other righty they have is Ron Say, and he's obviously not very good either. So it looks like Steinbach will pinch hit for Murphy. And they'll have to do some finagling if it goes extra innings. They'll probably have to move Davis to center and then put Reggie Jackson in right is what they'll probably end up doing if it gets to that. But they got to get there first before they worry about anything else. So Steinbach will be the pinch hitter for Murphy after McGuire. Steinbach. First up, though, is Mark McGuire against Dan Plesac. That's a 2-7 for McGuire, and that's a strikeout. Plesac gets the strikeout on McGuire. Now the pinch hitter Steinbach. And Steinbach, a pretty decent hitter, hit 284, 16 home runs. He's definitely no slouch by any means. 2-10, and that's a ground ball to short. Swain will make the play. 2 down. Last chance is Carney Lansford. He is 3 for 3, all against the righty Knudson, but he was 3 for 3, or is 3 for 3. Now he gets to face Dan Plesac. Last chance for the A's. 2-9, and that's a single, so he will keep the game going. And he's going to try to steal and get in scoring position. That's a 1, so it could be picked off. 1-13 is his get-back number. If we roll a 14 or higher right now, it's a walk-off pickoff. And I've never had a walk-off pickoff before. But we're in danger of having one right here. 1-13, he gets back. 14-20, the game is over. And then he got back, fortunately for him. Or else he would have had to face La Russa, and that would not have been a happy conversation, I can tell you. All right, Tony Phillips now is up with a chance to see what he can do against Plesac. 1-11, and that's a ground ball to short. That'll do it. Plesac nails it down. And the Brewers even the series. They flipped the script. Oakland won at 7-3 real world, but they win this one 3-2. Oakland won the first game of the series 6-3 on the previous day. Should be 7-10, not 7-11. So for the Brewers, let's see, for Plesac, he gives up a hit and gets a strikeout, but he does earn the save. Eckersley 1 inning, a strikeout, nothing else going on. So Stewart takes the loss. He drops to 11-5. Knudson gets the win. He goes to 2-0, and the save is to Plesac. And if I go to the Strat computer real quick and look at Plesac's numbers and see what he's done. Plesac, that is save number 20 for Plesac. So he is going to be on the All-Star team along with Tom Hinkie, as they both have 20-plus saves. So saw Hinkie this morning and Plesac now. So they are 2 of the back-end relievers on the American League All-Star team coming up. Player of the game, though, is definitely Knudson. He held the A's in check, only allowing 2 runs, 1 earned through 8 innings. So he gets the win. Tough luck loss for Stewart. He pitched pretty well. 8 innings, 3 runs. Definitely a quality start, but no run support. So not much you can do about that. So tomorrow morning, we'll be right back at it, roughly 9:15 Eastern. 9 o'clock if I'm feeling really good, or 9:30 if I'm dragging. So it could be any time in between. That's why I say 9:15, because it splits it in half. We'll be at Yankee Stadium for the Yankees against the White Sox. It'll be Scott Nielsen for the White Sox and Dennis Rasmussen for the Yankees. So I do appreciate all you guys hanging with me through all the technical issues. And again, we send our best wishes to RJL. Hope he is doing well. Don't know if it's a physical thing where he's sick, or if it's something where he's got, maybe a personal issue going on that he's got to deal with. I don't know the story on that, so I don't pretend to know, but just hope he gets back soon and gets back to his replay. because he is definitely a part of the lexicon of this hobby on weeknights. People kind of depend on RJL around that 8 o'clock time frame, so hopefully he gets back soon. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.